All right. And we are recording.
Oh
I'm
my God.
Daniel Crosier, and this is Talking Palettes, and I'm here with Little Fyodor and Babushka. How are you guys doing?
Hello.
Hi there. That's us.
Are you? Are you?
We also have something else here.
We don't show our pussy to everybody, so you're all very privileged here. Just so you know.
It's true. Believe me.
Thanks for that. Your pussy seems to be shedding.
Oh.
Yes, it's a hairy one.
We don't need it. We're natural.
It's at least it's not one of those bigger cats with the '70s bush.
Well, we do have our limits as to our exploitation of the animal kingdom.
Oh yeah, ooh,
We're
dear.
very safe with the pussy nowadays, and we want to be safe with you. So I want to make sure. Are you 6 feet away?
I am much further
Oh.
than 6 feet away.
Phew.
Thank you.
You look kind of a little too close. I think we want to be
True.
safe.
We clearly aren't in the same room, though.
I'm no spring.
That's a good point.
I'm no spring chicken. I have to be safe now.
No, nor am I. Look at the hairline.
Oh my!
I think
I think
Theodore
it's
has
big
more hair
now.
than I do.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, fantastic! Oh, such delightful faces. I love
Want me
it.
to put it back on?
No, you are fine. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody told me yesterday to put it back on when I took it off.
Well, they don't.
For most people, it works the other way, but
Oh,
I'm sorry, I talked over you. That Zoom is like that. I'm like that.
Yeah. Little Fyodor Babushka, tell us. Sorry.
My brain is buzzing.
Sorry about that. I think that's my pacemaker going off. But I'll be good for the next 50 minutes. So tell everybody out there, who's watching this a little bit about yourself. Who you are, where you came from. How did Little Fyodor and Babushka come into being?
Well, I first became Little Fyodor in 1981 when I solidified out of the ether after writing all these songs about my depression and all the paradoxes of my alienated existence. And I showed these lyrics to my best friend, Evan Cantor. And after some consternation, he decried me as Little Fyodor in honor of the Dostoevsky, the Fyodor Dostoevsky I had just recently turned him on to, because my songs reminded him of Dostoevskian characters. They can't even get any joy out of their own evil, he said. And it's true. So that's how Little Fyodor first started. My brain is buzzing again.
Sorry. Again, my pacemaker.
Oh,
I'll survive.
And then, so I started writing these songs, and he and I moved to Colorado to be in the fresh air. Not that it really did me much good. And then one day I was crossing an alleyway in Denver, and that's where I ran into Babushka trying to push her shopping cart across a puddle.
I ran into you with my shopping cart. Just want to get the facts straight. Don't forget.
Sometimes it's just all a matter of perspective.
So
it's documented in our first video, I Want an Ugly Girl.
Yes, look for that. You won't be sorry.
We'll be sorry, but you won't be.
Yeah.
That's how that song came about, meeting Babushka?
It was all theoretical at that point in my mind. But Babushka, when I saw Babushka, I realized my theory had been, congealed.
I came to him in a dream first.
Oh, wow. It sounds erotic.
Yeah.
And a little nightmarish. But those things aren't always mutually exclusive.
So initially, what did bring you to Denver? Because, whereabouts are you originally from, Fyodor?
I'm from New Jersey.
Ah, okay.
And Evan Cantor said, he wanted to move to Colorado, but didn't want to go by himself. And I said, I'll go. And so we both came here originally to Boulder. Eventually that became a little too wholesome for me, but he's still there. And, you know, I kind of hate the human race. So I like going out and hiking in the mountains and stuff like that, where there's nothing but chipmunks and blue jays.
Yeah.
So that's what brought me to Colorado, believe it or not.
What is it about the human race that you find discouraging? So many things.
Well, yeah, it's, you know, we kind of have all these high ideals that we can never live up to. It's kind
Right.
of, you know,
Right.
if we didn't have such high ideals, then, you know, we wouldn't give a fuck.
Things would be more manageable.
Yeah. Half the evil in the world is done by people who are trying to, who think they're doing good.
Right.
Maybe even all of it. It's pure insanity, just from Yale to jail.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, Babushka, do you share the same angst?
Yes, the human race is a disappointing failure, or it's a failing disappoint. I don't know, one of those other things like that. A failing disappointment, disappointing failure. Yeah, I can't decide though.
The difference between an adjective and a noun can be very, you know, subtle.
Yeah, which one do you think it is, Fyodor?
I don't know. It kind of hurts my brain to think about.
Well, I'm gonna make up my mind one of these days.
Yeah.
And then we'll let you know.
We'll let you know.
Excellent.
I'm sure the world, you know, will kind of depend on that for which way it rotates.
Yeah. So when you guys came together, formed, was it always Little Fyodor and Babushka, or was it Little Fyodor?
Little Fyodor entered the musical scene first, and Babushka, you know, kind of joined in an act of mercy.
Oh, well, that's sweet of Babushka.
She's kind of she's a sweet gal underneath all that crustiness.
I couldn't help myself. Just I'm so desperate.
But you know, I always find you know, Fyodor, you know, like the loving and enjoyable, you know, kind of that nerdy, you know, punk rock ethos, you know that you live up on stage, something that you want to love and endure, and then having, you know, Babushka up there, it's just, you know, it's kind of that you know, George and Gracie, you know, type nuance. Which
we like to think that we have a certain classical aspect of what we do, you know.
Yeah.
We weren't born yesterday, obviously, but
Especially
you know,
me.
yeah. You know, so we like to think we're part of a long line of existential entertainers, and that
Okay.
punk rock is just the new way that we attached ourselves to with our classic shtick.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, you know, were you always, you know, so with Little Fyodor, you know, first being kind of a solo act, and then Babushka joining in, yeah, you were a duo for a while, right?
Yeah, we played live as a duo. Can you imagine that? How nuts we were? We would just do that. We did that for years. We pissed people off because they wanted, you can either be a solo act and just, or you can be a rock band, but a rocking duo, that was nuts.
Yeah.
Well,
That's why we did it.
The young punks didn't like the lack of a rhythm section. They took it out on us more than once.
Oh no. Well, what do you think was your hardest show?
I tried to kick him in the balls whenever I could,
Oh, good.
just to protect him.
Yeah. Aim low.
He's referring to a show in Glenwood Springs, believe it or not, where we played to a bunch of punk rockers in a natural food store.
National Food Store.
Natural.
Oh, natural food. Okay.
Yeah, like a
Mr. National.
like a coffee shop in natural foods. They
Okay.
let young
They had beer too, which the They
Yeah.
weren't used to young punks taking full advantage. They usually had bluegrass acts who went, 2 beers, that's plenty. And then the young punks were like 4, 5 beers, we'll take them more.
Yeah.
So it was quite the scene.
Quite the social experiment, so to speak.
Yeah, I wanted to put him in the hospital, but he got away.
Somebody got up and started playing drums with us. And being
nice.
the undecided neurotic that I am, I wasn't sure if I should allow him or not until suddenly I just blew up at him and said, "This is fucked up!" And then he kind of sheepishly, this punk rocker got sheepishly off the drums, and then they all got pissed off at us.
That's when I tried to kick him in the balls.
At least you have a signature move. You're like a video game.
I hone right in on the target. I don't fuck around. Oh, am I allowed to say fuck? Oh, I'm
Fuck
sorry.
yeah. Say fuck.
Fuck!
Excellent. Yeah, this isn't safe for work or anything like that.
Beyond FTC rules.
Right.
FCC. We're used to that, having been on the radio.
Yeah. So but eventually you did end up forming out like a 4-piece band, so to speak, right?
Yes. One day we were walking into a King Crimson concert, and Amadeus Tonguefingers pounced on us and demanded that he be our bass player. And
Nice.
we couldn't say no. So he's our fantabulous bass player. And after going through a few drummers that we kind of drove nuts after a while into all sorts of strange places, they ended up breaking their legs and all sorts of things. Tricky Dick Wicket is now our drummer. So we've been a foursome like that for I think like 10 years now.
Oh my God.
Flying by, and everything's a lie.
Wow. Yeah. So you've been going at this with little Fyodor and Babushka in some concoction for almost 40 years. It sounds like.
Yeah, I would say Little Fyodor hatched in 1981 when Evan Cantor declared me Little Fyodor.
Man,
and, I did take a kind of a side journey originally with this band called Walls of Genius.
Yeah, I
remember.
we
recorded. We released 30 cassettes in 3 years.
Holy
So,
shit!
yeah.
That is.
Thank you. I'll take that as a
really
compliment.
productive.
And we improvised a lot. We wrote. We came up with ideas on the spur of the moment, and we'd record it. And so we did a lot of that, and we were part of the worldwide cassette underground network back in the 80s. And we only lasted for 3 years till things went the way of all bands, and that's when I decided to go solo. And just right around that same time that Babushka ran into me with her shopping cart.
Okay, nice. So it was fortuitous that she did kind of stabilize you and be your nut kicker on stage.
It was fortuitous for him.
Right.
It filled a void in my life. I have asked the musical question, will somebody fill the void? And Babushka did that for me.
Did you realize that you had a void that needed to be filled at the time?
Yes, and that's why one of my songs is "Won't Somebody Fill the Void."
Okay.
It's not my most lyrically verbose song. That's the only line in it.
Right, man. So I think you've been. It sounds like for at least for 40 years, you've been a staple of the music and performance arts scene here in Denver. I remember back when I met you and I was doing the OFM stuff, getting dressed up in all the latex monster outfits and bleeding out on stage and stuff.
I remember that.
Yeah, because we've done a number of shows together, back then.
My condolences for that.
Yeah. I always loved you guys. My dad is a fan of Little Fyodor and Babushka. I remember, 2010? We went and shot like a concept for a horror movie, with you, Fyodor.
Oh,
Yeah, out of
Yeah.
my parents,
Yeah,
you
you
ran.
threw me in the mud and stuff. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah. Turns out you're a stunt man. So,
a new calling.
yeah. If only you knew, years earlier, maybe. But it might be that prowess that got you out of situations.
See Fyodor in Isolation Man, Dan
That's-
Crosier's film. See him in it. It is so amazing. A stellar performance.
Among
Not
other
to
things.
be missed.
Yeah, Fyodor was amazing as a German, journalist in there. So amazing German accent. That was a pretty fun film. And you've appeared in some other, film projects too, I think.
Yes, most of the films that I've acted in have not been made. So until Isolation Man, I was worried that I was a curse. So you
Okay.
broke the curse with Isolation Man and actually finished something that I acted in. And I think there's Camp Crash, directed by you, or at least written by you, maybe directed. Oh, it's coming up next.
Yeah.
Did we do anything else? I'm not sure if anything else I've acted in has actually been completed. I was on stage for several, and both of us worked in some stage productions.
Right.
When some friend of ours would want to put on something, then we wouldn't have to go to these regular auditions that real actors have to do. We would just say, yeah, we'll do it, and then we did it. Seth Iniguez wrote and produced several plays that we performed in, and then he and some other people did a live production of Trey Parker's Cannibal the Musical.
That is a
at
concept.
Bug Theater.
I played the old lady in that.
She threw a tomato.
That's awesome.
I was a prosecutor.
Nice.
A prosecuting attorney. In another film that didn't get made, I was a cop. Two of them, another one, I was in a security guard.
Wow.
I've never really thought of myself as this kind of authority figure, but that's apparently my alter ego.
Well, you're scary anyway.
Yeah, well, that's always.
That helps.
You are intimidating. Yeah, especially with that face. Oops.
Yeah.
So.
I want to say hi to Teresa on your shirt. Hi, Teresa.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Whoa.
Teresa from Scream. Yeah.
Yay,
This is
Teresa.
one of my favorite T-shirts. She said it's one of the ones that undersold, but I adore it because it's got her face and it's completely psychotic, and I love the color pink.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
there you go.
I think it's a misused color.
Yes, it can be shocking.
I think it can be. I think it can be intimidating, and I think too often it's looked at as fluffy and delicate. It's not. There's nothing delicate about it. Every time I wear, this ugly, grizzled face in my pink rabbit outfit, it's got all the signs of a serial killer.
Well, I can see that. I can see that in both you and the color pink, especially
Right.
combination, because everything has a context, so.
And
but
and Babushka, you've got a lot of film experience too, don't you? Produce a lot of film content and stuff.
Yes, I have made videos for refugee resettlement programs for people like me who came from the old country. All over the world, there are old countries, and this was the new one. So I made videos to try to help them get along at least as good or at least like get along as well as Americans get along here, which isn't very good, but
a low bar.
Yeah, we tried to set the bar low enough to help them get along, and I made videos for them. Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a really good cause because that's something a lot of people don't really think about.
Yeah, and it reminds me of Fyodor's latest video, which I got to star in, playing an immigrant facing down you know who.
Oh yeah.
The video is called Trump Loves You. And I recommend that you, whoever is watching this, Google Trump
Don't
Loves
miss
You,
it. Don't
Little
miss
Fyodor,
it.
and you
Don't
will.
wait. Don't forget it. This is your life. You have to enjoy yourself and learn things. So find this and share it. Trump loves you. Don't forget. Thank you.
I'll make sure to repost it when we post this video.
Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah, we'll have it in the link and on the events page too.
Yeah, I'm just saying it for the betterment of all, not because I look so damn awesome.
So you guys do all your own makeup and your own wardrobe. I think there,
What makeup?
yeah. You know, the last
Well,
time
this is just how I think it's proper to look for the camera.
You think I'd make this up? Ha! I don't think so.
Who would?
Nobody could make this up if they tried.
and you guys have an amazing like wardrobe for the stage too. Like Fyodor, I've seen so many of your jackets and shirts and pants. I mean, it just it's daunting. Yeah, do you mostly just?
I didn't do it to daunt you, but I'll take it.
You should show your arse.
Well, it's so much variety and so
Oh, look at that.
nice. That's some hot ass. Some nice green ass.
Big green ass.
I've never been called a big green ass before, but once again, I'll take whatever I can
Your
get.
ass is greener
Hot
than a grass.
green ass. Not just green ass. Who knew you were a sex
That's even
symbol?
better. What's that?
Who knew you were a sex symbol?
Got a grass-colored ass there.
That's right. She's got to kick not only the guys in the balls, but the girls in the pussies to keep them off of you.
What? You're talking dirty again?
Somebody's got to. You drop the fuck balls.
Babushka is ever on her guard. You can be sure about that.
Excellent. Speaking of which, what happened to your pussy? Your cat's walked away.
He's got a mind of his own. What can you say? But pussies always do.
Yeah, you gotta get some more shows, huh?
You didn't pet the pussy enough, and now it's gone. It's there. It's gonna make me cry.
I do my best, but it is
Don't cry,
sometimes.
Babushka. Oh,
It's so hard to be enough.
I'm sorry. Oh,
He's gone.
you're gonna make me cry. Oh man. So with all these years together, how do you guys find it to stick together, and because you live together, you're partners, and you also do all this creative projects together. Do you ever find the personal life kind of infringing on the creative life?
Every second.
You better answer this right, Fyodor.
It's
Don't
too late.
embarrass me.
I think he answered it wrong.
Well, everything is complicated.
We rehearsed
What
this.
isn't?
What is the problem?
Sure. Yeah. Is there any? Do you find that you have to compromise, or is it just just going forward?
Everything's just hunky dory,
She threatened you, huh?
You could look at it like that. Not that Babushka would ever do such a thing.
All right then. Well, moving on.
Move on.
With the other band members too, like you've been together with them for, it sounds like 10 years or so.
I think 10 years, or maybe even going on 11. We were, although nothing's happened this year, of course, we were going to do a show on May 9th for the Ralph Jean tribute release show. That was going to be our first show since October, but
Yeah. How are you guys dealing with quarantine and stay at home?
we're surviving.
You're surviving.
I don't really like people very much anyway, so.
Nobody will get near us most of the time, so we're pretty safe. I try to stay away from him. That's kind of hard.
That's good. You know,
He keeps bumping into me.
Yeah. Yeah, are you safe out there when you go outside? Are you safe? Are you bringing home contaminants? That's what I worry about. He could be bringing home contaminants because he goes places and hangs out with weird people. And
Well, and the vectors are everywhere.
vectors.
You go outside and
Oh, there's a pussy again.
Yep, I just saw her.
pussy in the background.
Oh yeah. So
Oh, no, no.
she runs the office, huh?
Don't. I'm not sure if we should allow Babushka to finger the pussy, but. You know.
Oh, that's okay. We've got it on camera. It's fine. This isn't a family show, but you know, then again, that's how families get started.
We're gonna have kittens soon.
Oh dear. Is that literal? Are you guys actually expecting kittens?
No, I made that up. I'm too old to have kittens.
Vinny's a male, and I have a very moderate lifestyle.
Moderate. Ha, my ass.
So
Sometimes the truth outs, and there's
You
nothing you can
hang
do
out
about
with
it.
other pussies sometimes. I know. I've seen you.
oh my gosh. You know, Fyodor, you mentioned with Walls of Geniuses, right? You had like over 30 some cassettes you released in 3 years.
Yes.
What about Little Fyodor and Babushka? How many albums have you guys produced?
Let's see. I'll count them for you and name them. Slither was an EP.
Okay.
Then Beneath the Uberputz was an LP. Idiots Are Closer to God was an LP. We're talking vinyl now, so
Right.
far here. And then Dance of the Salted Slug was a CD.
Nice.
And then live at XX Day, we captured our live performance at the Subgeniuses XX Day gathering. So that was a live CD.
Wow.
Then there was pieces. Let's see. Oh, I think the next thing was the Boyd Rice Presents the Very Best of Little Fyodor's Greatest Hits, put out by Discriminate Audio. So that was a Greatest Hits compilation. And then, so that maybe you shouldn't count that. Should you count the live one? Who knows?
Yes.
But
You should.
okay, count the live one, but not the Greatest Hits. Then Pieces Boring was another CD.
Okay.
Then there was a tribute. So I don't know if you should count that. That was by all sorts of other people. We might have played on, one song or something like that. But that was a tribute to Little Fyodor and Babushka. And then there was Truly Rejected was a 7-inch EP with 6 songs on it. And then, I forget my latest. It was the one with Trump Loves
The
Hoes.
romantic ballads.
It had a word.
Pithy.
Pithy romantic ballads. My manager is about to shoot me now. Look at that. So I guess that comes to 9.
Nice.
Pithy
Okay.
romantic ballads featuring Trump Loves You is our latest 8-song EP on CD and cassette.
And if you like mosquitoes, there's a mosquito song on there too.
Yeah.
Those little
I
blood
know
suckers.
there's a lot of mosquito fans out there.
Yeah, I don't know if there are. What do you find so funny?
What? I thought you told me that everybody loves mosquitoes, Fyodor.
Well, I was just trying to trick you into doing a mosquito song.
Oh man, I was set up.
See what you made me reveal?
I'm so sorry. To be fair, I didn't. You could have, just,
I could have just
avoided that
bullshitted you.
question and changed the topic
But
altogether.
I'm like the character in Camus' Stranger. I'd rather die than tell a lie.
Oh, nice. No
That's my
fibbing.
curse. What's that?
No fibbing from you, huh?
No. I might be insane and just be totally full of shit for other reasons, like I'm hallucinating, but I just can't lie. I just don't know how.
As you know, and feel free to avoid this question if you want, but
Yeah.
But with Little Fyodor and Babushka, how did you as your alter egos actually decide to develop your characters, or have you always been these characters? Was it just natural?
They've always been inside us. All we did was let them out.
Okay, and
I got old. I didn't have a choice.
you didn't have a choice.
I know. I just got old, and then I turned into this.
It was just a natural metamorphosis.
Yeah, it was a natural progression of life. He has a song about it.
Oh, okay.
It's what happens when the cocoon breaks up.
Oh, are you still there?
I'm still here. I can still see you.
I lost you. Oh no. Okay, I got it. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Did you accidentally hit a button?
Yeah, I'm always accidentally hitting buttons.
Oh no.
And then people will do all sorts of crazy things.
You push them too.
Oh, that's even worse.
That's
Yeah, I could tell that about. I could tell
What's
that about Fyodor. He's always pushing buttons. Babushka, what's the thing that irritates you the most about Fyodor?
Oh, where do I start? Oh my, oh my. The most special irritant from Little Fyodor is these little fuzzy things here.
His
Well, I thought I'd be wearing a mask. There was no need to shave.
Yeah, I get razor burn from him.
Oh yeah, he's always kissing on you, so to speak.
Bristling.
Wrestling.
Bristling all over me.
Oh, nice.
I do bristle
And
a
he
lot.
makes me bristle too.
Oh, okay.
So it's the bristling thing. That's hard. It really is.
It kind of becomes exponential.
I wouldn't wish it on anybody.
Yeah, it can be. My girlfriend doesn't appreciate this either so much. I can understand.
Well, shape up then.
I will someday.
That's my advice. You're not going to take advice from an older, more experienced woman. You're just going to ignore me. Go ahead. Whatever.
No, we still got Camp Crash stuff to film, and unfortunately, I've got scruff.
There's no ignoring Babushka.
No,
Oh, you're. It's a sacrifice to your art. I get it.
so to speak, yeah. And then when we go back to film, I got to take this crap on my head off too. So yeah,
You look
gotta
like
become
evil.
a little bit more aerodynamic.
You do
Yeah.
look truly diabolical, I must say.
Thanks. There's
Not
some
that
days.
going on anyway.
What's that, Babushka?
You got the diabolical thing going on anyway.
Yeah, I've got kind of the Ming the Merciless thing. If
Yeah.
if the top lip would grow in a little bit darker, I could do a much better Max von Sydow impression, and get rid of this. But unfortunately, I make do with what I've got, and there's not much to make do with.
That's kind of like all of us, I think.
Yeah. Babushka, what's the thing you enjoy the most about Fyodor?
Enjoy. Well, he's not always around. That's nice.
Yeah, I could
It's
see
pretty
that.
square, actually.
Yeah, he does go out occasionally. That's kind of nice.
See, I have my good points.
As long as he doesn't bring home diseases. That's the only thing I worry about.
Right? Do you make him jump in the shower when he walks through the door?
Yeah, that's just the beginning of what he has to go through to. That's just the price of admission there, at least.
Right. Yeah, scrub up, hand sanitizer, go through the shower, scrape a layer of skin off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we do what we can.
got to wash the lights off occasionally.
Oh, We'll
No.
talk about that.
Is that a topic? Is that a sensitive topic?
Yeah, sensitive.
Ooh. Oh, Fyodor, where have you been?
I've been there and I've been here.
Don't ask.
I've been in between.
Oh man, Babushka, when he goes out to to venture into nature and avoid humanity, do you go with him sometimes?
Yeah, I sometimes go. I go calling the bears. They'll come and visit us, hoping some action will occur. But anyway, yes, I do follow him into nature. You know, the animals are hungry out there and want to make sure they have every chance.
So this sounds like it's turned into Grizzly Man.
We can.
I can get grizzly too. I'll have you know, it's not just for men.
Okay, I wasn't I wasn't suggesting
Equal
that,
right-
but all right, I believe it.
Equal rights for grizzling.
She can be pretty grizzly. I'll attest to that.
Nice, yeah. Um, with the rest of the band too, during quarantine, are you guys able to practice together using something like Zoom or Skype?
We've been pretty dormant lately. You know, we've been laying low, waiting for the next opportunity to rear our heads. But
Make us an offer.
the most recent thing I did was I created an electronic kind of experimental piece I should have figured out what that CD was, what that's called again. It's email me and I'll let you know where it is. I call it Inside Amidst the Vectors.
Oh, okay.
And it was a compilation of electronic cottage members, people who I'm kind of an honorary member because I don't really do it very much anymore. But all these people who make weird electronic noise-oriented kind of things.
Nice.
They wanted something to describe what it was like under quarantine, so that was my piece, Inside Amidst the Vectors.
Wow.
So that's actually the most recent thing I've actually done.
Where can people find that, or is it available?
It's available on Bandcamp. Unfortunately, I don't remember the name of it, but you can Google Electronic Cottage or Inside Amidst the Vectors, or just Facebook or email Little Fyodor at Yahoo and at Facebook, and I'll let you know. I'll point you right there. It's a lot of great electronic noise and other things too.
Nice. I think also like a few years ago, Little Fyodor Babushka, performed at South by Southwest.
We played there twice. They actually had us there twice.
Nice.
So yeah, that's a feather in my noggin or something in ours. So there you go. It was kind of like playing for our dinner, only we played to see everybody else in the show. As a gig, it was really fun when we played at Voodoo Donuts on their on their main street, and most of the people just came in for donuts and then saw us.
Donuts in the show.
Going crazy.
They had to see us in order to get their donuts.
Fuck that. Right.
That's kind of our best
That's
audience.
awesome.
They paid a price worse than cholesterol.
Oh man, I understand. Wanting to kind of frustrate the audience, but every time I see you guys, live, it's always just so much fun, and it brings a lot of joy to me. So
Purely accidental, I assure you.
do you normally try to go out of your way to annoy the audience, or is that a conscious thing? Because for me, it's just pure sugar. I love it.
Annoyance just comes naturally to me.
Okay.
So I don't really have to try. All I'm really trying to do is to communicate, to express what's going on inside me, because there's just something about humans. And I'm only half human, being a subgenius. But the half of me that needs to express myself, and that's what so many artists are trying to do, whether it's Oscar Wilde or
Yeah.
Crosby, Stills, and fucking Nash. You know, everyone's just trying to, you know, this is what's going on inside me. I just have to tell you about it, and I'm just no fucking different. That's just what I'm trying to do. And people can just take it however they do.
I just try to be myself, but people do say that's pretty annoying. Well, that works out whether I try or not.
Yeah. Yeah, like typically at your shows, you know, how do the audience like engage? What's the response like? Is it weirdos like me that that really enjoy, your art?
It usually takes weirdos to enjoy us.
Okay.
I would concur with that observation. One time, somebody called for our suicide when we were singing "I Don't Know What to Do."
Wow.
Somebody was playing pool. I think he wanted to see a metal band.
Oh, okay. Man, that's
But people can engage any way they like. They can dance. They can stand on their heads. It's all allowed.
Hopefully
Yeah.
my reputation for kicking people in the balls precedes me so that they will behave themselves and be polite.
with like songs like Dance of the Salted Slug, right? Is that kind of a response to that kind of a response to that response from?
It's a response to what's going on inside me. Although it was a continuation of what I did with Walls of Genius. With Walls of Genius, I didn't have to play any instruments. Sometimes I did, but I didn't have to. So I would sort of dance around a lot. Yes, and whenever we performed live, I would just sort of put on a funny hat and dance around because that's what I did when we performed. So the Dance of the Salted Slug was kind of a continuation of kind of what I was used to doing, but I couldn't do it when I was playing Little Fyodor songs and I was playing my guitar. I kind of had to carry the music more. But after that whole set where I'm doing nothing but playing songs and I just have to throw down the guitar and go dancing into the audience to express what's going on inside me. I think Babushka would.
Nice.
Things out too far. That's all I gotta say. It could be like
they're out of my control.
They could explode.
They're out of my control once I let them out of me.
That's what we have to live with.
We'll have to resolve this later.
Yeah, I think it's great that you go do that and kind of interject yourself with the audience. I've seen other acts more recently, like Ichio Marching Band is completely immersive, and even like Ben Roy's punk band Spells, he gets out in the audience and sings. So I don't know if it's if there's any influence from you upon them, but I
shudder at the idea.
What's that?
I shudder at the idea of influencing people.
But
it really wasn't meant to go anywhere other than to conquer the world.
I think you do. I'm pretty sure you've been around and have been immersed in the Denver music scene for such a long time that naturally you're going to inform and influence other performers. I think like one band like the Inactivists, I think you guys have performed with them years and years ago. But
can you sign a waiver before you influence anyone?
That's up to you. You need to provide that waiver.
We're not responsible for what happens to these people.
Well, there you go. That's on you to supply that waiver and have them sign it.
You have to write the waiver next time.
At least I hope. At least I hope we're not.
Or at least provide a disclaimer at the front of the venue. When
anyone who is deeply moved by this cannot sue.
Abandon hope, all ye who enter here, or something like that.
Yeah.
I've heard that one before. That sounded good.
Well, and with like COVID-19 too, like that might be something going forward.
Yeah, it kind of coalesces, doesn't it?
I think COVID-19 is going forward.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going forward. People are coming out of, quarantine, not wearing masks, not being considerate, with other people, and then sharing the disease. We're going to be seeing spikes, no matter what. So, what would you say going forward? is the state of live music. Do you have any observation on that? That's probably accurate.
Well, as long as they share the disease with those who are deserving, it's not that big a deal.
Okay. Yeah. What about the ones that are undeserving?
You know, what can I say? You're asking a pessimist here about something that people need to feel hope about, but I can't give them any hope. I have no hope to impart to people.
No hope, huh? Okay.
I don't know. You know, we'll get to the other side of this in one form or another. Even if it ends up killing us all,
right.
We'll do it.
Well,
here's your option.
I could think of a few people I could do without.
True.
I could do.
Can't we all? Come on.
Yep. No, I agree.
We asked for this.
We wouldn't have it any other way.
We love it this way.
You like the isolation.
Yeah, we have a song about it.
We're all doomed.
We're all doomed.
That's the song? We're all doomed?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's on my first EP, Slither.
Another must listen, must see.
Wow, that's pretty cool. With a history like that, do you still have your entire catalog available in one form?
Yes, it is. Oh yes. I'll sell it to anyone who wants to buy it. Some of the original LPs are not available as LPs anymore. They've either sold out or been lost or stolen or something.
If you see it on eBay, get it now.
I'd recommend it.
Nice.
But they're all available in one form or another. I kind of like CDR, which nobody likes anymore. But that's the story of my life.
Nice. The and you're a big proponent of vinyl and cassettes, the tangible artifacts to deliver music on. Is any of your work available on digital?
Yes, most of it is on Bandcamp. All of a lot of Walls of Genius is on Bandcamp, on a Walls of Genius Bandcamp page, and a lot of Little Fyodor and Babushka material is available on the Little Fyodor Bandcamp page. So you can figure out how to find those things.
And YouTube.
Yeah, and YouTube too.
Nice. All the music videos and some of the live performances.
Yes. There's a number of.
And Trump loves you. Don't forget.
Yes, and Trump loves you, and all sorts of authorized and unauthorized live performances. Okay,
cool. Well, I'm definitely gonna have to look that up. Babushka, one thing comes to mind. Have you ever done like a solo music project by yourself?
I did a puny little bit of stand-up, and I might want to do more of that. And he's also put some of my solo originals on the Fyodor records. And yes, I've written country songs. I want you to know.
Wow.
I'm not a one-note Charlie, and I have several country songs, and someday we'll get them out.
That's right.
Mark my words. He wants to. Yeah, we're gonna do this thing.
And there's also a cassette that has several Babushka instrumentals that are way cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and the mosquito song. Don't forget.
Gotta get that.
That's right. Babushka does a solo song on the new Little Fyodor and Babushka CD. So there you go.
It's a mosquito experiment. I know everybody loves mosquitoes.
Or even if you love to hate them, it kind of works out to the same thing when you're dealing with aesthetic.
With that, I mean, it doesn't seem like there's any shortage of steam running out for Little Fyodor and Babushka. I know a few years ago, you guys did like a finale show at the Lion's Lair. I can't remember the year it was, but I remember seeing that show.
There was a question mark after that said last show.
Okay.
But we've definitely gone into semi-retirement and indefinite hiatus.
Okay.
We may never play again.
Make us an offer.
Make us an offer we can't refuse.
That's right.
And hey, we won't refuse it. So there.
Yeah, it's enough.
Well, we'll have to get back to you on something like that. But weren't you you were also like more recently playing like some charity events, I think.
Oh, yeah.
You noticed. Oh.
That's
Yeah.
really sweet.
We did do a show on Halloween
Right.
for an immigrant's rights group because Babushka has all this experience at being an immigrant of sorts herself.
There's nothing scarier than ice, you know. It was
Right.
appropriate to have it on Halloween because there's nothing scarier than that.
Right. Real life is really fucking frightening.
Yeah, you don't want that in
No.
your life.
No,
Let's get rid of them. Let's end it. Abolish.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah, being torn away from your family and loved ones and being in a foreign land like this is just.
I didn't mind leaving my family either.
What's that?
But anyway, I said I didn't mind leaving my family either.
Well, you're the exception then, huh?
Oh, don't go too far with this.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This isn't the family hour, you know.
Yeah. And Babushka, whereabouts do you come from anyway? I don't think we have said it.
Irkutsk. You ever heard of it? Didn't think so.
No, I have not heard of it.
Irkutsk. Irkutsk.
Uh,
Lake Baikal.
what's that?
Never heard of it. Never heard of it, did you? No.
Nope.
Irkutsk and Lake Baikal, where the palace cats are. I had a palace cat.
Oh, so you descend from
You
royalty?
were one.
I am a palace. I don't know. Do I have one or am I one?
You're a palace or a palace cat?
A palace cat. Meow.
Oh, oh, that's
I
adorable.
identify that way.
Oh, okay. So you identify that way, but were you originally an actual cat and made human, or do you just decided to assign your
What do
identity?
you think? It's a joke.
We haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, that's.
Take everything so seriously.
Oh,
Hey, hey.
Oy,
Try to have a little humor here. Meow.
oh. So much for pussy, huh?
Palace pussy. That was me.
Oh, nice. The is it, well, obviously with COVID-19 and everything, there's no plans for live performances and stuff, but you guys are going to continue creating more and more content and music. Where would you
Maybe yes, maybe no.
Right.
We'll see.
No promises.
Nah.
We're
No
not promising to stop or start again.
Whichever you prefer, we'll probably do the opposite. So
Excellent.
careful.
Well,
what you hope.
Yeah, the better to keep us on our tippy toes, in anticipation, because whatever it is, whatever you end up doing, we'll look forward to it. I will, most
Aw.
definitely. So.
Well, that's awfully sweet.
But is there any
Yeah.
any type of project or endeavor that you would like to see going forward?
I've sometimes wanted to do a karaoke version of all my favorite top 40 songs.
Oh,
We do a mean I got you, babe.
Yes, we do.
They are the won't pay the rent.
In fact, everything is heaven sent. I don't have the lyrics.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll show you
It's
later.
probably bent. Who knows where it went?
I know all these songs. I can't get rid of them. Even if I tried, I can't forget them. They're stuck up here in my craw.
True.
well, that's good. Is that a lot of the music that influenced you?
Oh, yeah. I like Blues in the Night. That's a good one. Yeah, all that stuff from the old times and the old country when it was A new day for Babushka.
The strawberry alarm clock did something to my brain that's never been fixed.
That's for sure. Broken clock. Right twice a day.
Well, at least you know it's right twice a day. You got that going for you.
Yeah.
I should probably make it more consistent and just skip over that.
Nice. We're just about ready to wind down and wrap up. But, Fyodor Babushka, where can we find, more of your works? I know you mentioned it before, but if you don't mind repeating it again.
Well, there's littlefyodor.com is the best place to start. But you know how it is nowadays. Just Google Little Fyodor. The big challenge is to spell it right. It's the Russian name Fyodor, Fyodor, which doesn't really look like Fyodor to anyone else but me. But that's how I say it. So just Google Little Fyodor. Then littlefyodor.com, Little Fyodor Bandcamp, Little Fyodor Facebook, Little Fyodor YouTube. All that shit. You know what to do. But do it.
And then Wall of Geniuses too on Bandcamp.
Walls of Genius is on Bandcamp, and if you Google Walls of Genius, Hal McGee, you will see an archive with historical text of everything that happened with Walls of Genius. More than you'd ever want to know. All of our music and all of our descriptions of the whole story, like we were the fucking Beatles or something.
Yeah, it's really awesome. So if you don't have anything better to do, at least do that. Learn about Walls of Genius. This is history.
That's right. I agree.
Don't forget the history or it will be repeated. Remember that.
Right.
Walls of Genius did get a one-sentence mention in the book Unknown Legends of Rock and Roll.
Wow.
Written by Richie Unterberg.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
So that's probably what we deserve is one sentence.
Well,
I'll give you a sentence. Throw away the key too.
I kind of want to hear that.
Long sentence.
Long sentence?
Long sentence.
And I may never get out of.
Oh, well.
Yeah, repeating simultaneous sentences.
So life in prison, so to speak.
No one gets out of here alive.
Babushka, is there anything that you want to plug? Well, you mentioned all the videos you've done for refugees.
Oh, well, yeah. I do have things I want to plug, but that's another topic.
Okay. Okay.
Abolish ICE. That's what
Abolish ICE.
I want to plug that.
Excellent. I agree with that sentiment. Well, yeah, thanks, Fyodor, and thanks, Babushka, for joining me for talking ballots. Go ahead, stick around for a little bit. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm huge fans of yours, and I hope when we come out of this, we can see more of your performances and more of your music. And for everybody who does not know who Little Fyodor and Babushka is, definitely go seek out their music and see why they're so influential on the Denver music scene, on the music scene in general. They're wonderful performers. They might try to perform to aggravate you, but for me, it's just pure joy. So
you're too kind.
Way too kind. Oh God, you're off the fucking scale.
Well,
we're not used to that. We can't cope with it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I blew your little minds. But it's the truth. I know. I'm gonna get a lot of shit when we get off of this. Yeah, thanks so much, guys. I appreciate it. I'm Daniel Crosier with Little Fyodor and Babushka, and this is Talking Balance. Thanks so much. Enjoy your Sunday.